He's just standing there, menacingly!
This is the brand new REDMAGIC 10 Pro. I'll do an unboxing and a review, just my straight opinions and the facts, no sponsors and no bias opinions. So let's get into the specs. So without making this boring, we have here on the side of the box, win more games. Yeah, you're definitely going to be winning more games with the specs of this phone, but before we get into the specs, let's see what's inside the box. You have your REDMAGIC card and you have the device here in its glorious state. We'll unwrap it in just a moment. Let's see what else is in this box. So we have the REDMAGIC card. It seems like REDMAGIC is moving on from the anime theme, which I think is a very good thing. And this is what you get inside the box. So inside of the REDMAGIC cover, you get your user agreements, your user manual, and surprisingly a free case. Actually, not surprisingly, they've been doing this for a while now. This is a big step up from the last generation. As you can see here, the last generation case was very flimsy, very flexible, tearing in my hand, very cheap plastic. And we have here the charging cable. Yeah, so the charging brick is capable of doing 80 watts, but the phone is rated for 100 watts fast charging, which is very fast. So let's unwrap the phone and see which design REDMAGIC chose this year for the brand new 10 Pro. So they went with a glass shiny back. Compared to last year, they had a frosted back. But I'm actually not mad at this. It's very bright, very flashy in the right angles, while still being minimalistic in the right angles as well. So this sticker does not come off my finger every single time I unbox a REDMAGIC. And unfortunately, this phone is a fingerprint magnet. As beautiful as it is, it does attract a lot of fingerprints. But let's boot it up and see what REDMAGIC has to offer us this year. Yeah, I think this year REDMAGIC cooked with the design, but let's actually start playing some games and see what REDMAGIC really has to offer us. Let's hop right into Call of Duty Mobile. The gaming menu is unfortunately still the same from last year, just a little bit different. New features like this superior picture quality, which allows you to change the quality of the game. Unfortunately, it is capped at 30 frames, but you can see the game does look a lot better. Call of Duty is capped at 120 frames, but this phone could comfortably run 144 frames, which allows it because of the 144 Hz it comes with. So we'll be playing at 144 Hz with the max graphics allowed, and let's see how the game looks. So we know REDMAGIC comes with the shoulder triggers. I programmed them to shoot and to aim. I personally wouldn't use these in a first-person shooter because I'm just accustomed to playing 4-finger claw, but these are very responsive. They're definitely a competitive advantage. I would definitely use them, program them to do something else rather than aim and shoot. But here you can see you can switch your refresh rate, 60 Hz, 120 Hz, 144 Hz is available for you. The game feels very smooth so far, picking up my first kill. Let's try using the shoulder triggers. You can see in real time, as I said, very responsive.
What? Controller player! That is a controller player!
No delayed here. And if you are a 2-finger player, this is definitely an advantage for you because you can focus a lot more on your movement and your aim in first-person shooters without having to worry and having that discomfort of playing claw. I'm already accustomed to playing claw, but for 2-finger players, if you're just a casual player, this is a big competitive advantage. Now, I wouldn't be using the shoulder triggers, but I would definitely program them as my jump button, or maybe my reload button, or maybe my slide button. You can program them to do a lot of things. You can program them to touch and hold. You can program them to hold. You can program them to tap And yeah, there's just a lot of customizability on this phone. The gaming menu, you can change your touch responsive rate, your touch sliding rate, your movements, a lot of things you can change and program to your liking. And 120 frames, very smooth. This phone is capable of running at 144 frames as the display states, but Call of Duty is capped at 120 frames for now. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, I've gamed on the 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and this feels on another level just because of the responsiveness and the programmability that you can have. I like a very responsive, sensitive display. I like to aim where I want my finger to go. I like to be where my finger is, right, on my screen. And on the Samsung, I would describe the Samsung as jelly touch. I mean, sometimes it's very inaccurate. Where I slide, where I aim, it just feels overdone, too smooth. And that's one of the best displays on the market. The REDMAGIC comes with a 7050 mAh battery. Just to put that in perspective, the Samsung S24 Ultra comes with a 5000 mAh battery. But yeah, low battery there, lost 10%.
Here's off, kid. It's quite simple. Do you want to get good? Yes, then I want to get good. Then here's off, kid.
The game looks amazing, graphics look great, no complaints here. For $650, I think this is a steal. There are some big disadvantages to this phone, and I will get into that in a few, but so far so good. There are a little bit of extra features here. We have different filters for your display so that maybe you can see enemies better. So out of the box you will be getting Android 15, the latest Android version, and you will be getting the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is 3nm processing with the Adreno 830 GPU. Basically what that means is that this phone has a lot of power without consuming a lot of power. Whether you be editing or exporting clips, processing speeds will be very quick, very fast. Whether you're multitasking, whether you have a lot of demanding apps, a lot of stuff to do in your phone, whatever you have to do, this phone will not fail, it will not stutter. So let's hop right into Fortnite Mobile. Our battery is at 17%. We see we have 13 hours remaining on 17%, which is crazy. We are running on the highest possible setting, which is Rise. You can go on Diablo mode, which overclocks everything and makes everything run at max speed. So just to put the phone through a lot more, I will be screen recording, and this is your screen record menu, your pop-up menu. You can record your mic and your system songs, and this is capped at 1080p at 60 frames per second. If you flip the red switch on the right of the phone, you will be entered into a gaming menu. This menu is like a second home screen where you can customize all your presets for your game. The refresh rate, a lot of things you can do. Your GPU settings, the CPU settings, the graphic settings, the responsiveness of the display. You can do a lot in this gaming menu. So let me actually stop yapping and let's actually start playing. Actually, let me just yap one more time. The game actually feels very smooth, no stutters, no delay, just 90 frames constant. Even better than some of the older gaming laptops, better than an Xbox One for sure, and that is just crazy to me. I mean, because we are on the highest graphics, and I believe without a doubt that this phone would do 120 frames or even 144 without the sweat if Fortnite allowed it.
Tom Holland. Hey, what the man, I don't want to talk to your bitch.
Prank him, John.
Oh not good.
controller player!
I hope you guys enjoy that. But for the disadvantages of this phone, number one, it's not water resistant, neither dust resistant. Probably as water resistant as a gaming laptop. That's because it has a big fan in the middle of the phone, and yeah, if you get water in there, it's probably gonna ruin it. But REDMAGIC did a good job this year with the liquid metal cooling. This phone would not even get hot and only slightly warm. I would consider myself a heavy user. I've edited, I've recorded, and I voiced over all on this device, and I can tell you that it runs very smoothly. I think people fail to realize that this is half the price of flagship smartphones today. Something like a Galaxy S24 Ultra would be $1,100, $1,200, or an iPhone 16 Pro Max would be $1,300, $1,400. And this you can pick up for around $650, and you're getting that with 256 gigabytes and 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is almost double what most flagship smartphones are coming with these days. So to compare it and put it in its own price range for $650, I think this outperforms every other smartphone for $650. It even outperformed the smartphone flagships that are double the price. So I think that is where REDMAGIC really stands out against the competition. And it's not like they're putting two glass slabs and then calling it a phone. Every single time they release a phone, they're doing something brand new. The display is great. The under display camera is almost invisible. Speakers are great. The battery is much bigger. There are a lot of upgrades REDMAGIC does every year for just $650, which I think is amazing. But let's get to the biggest disadvantage, which is the front-facing camera. I don't know what REDMAGIC can do to fix this, but this is a terrible front-facing camera. My laptop from 10 years ago is probably better. It's probably better looking than this camera. But the rear-facing cameras are actually not bad at all. They're very decent. I mean, I would not compare them to a phone double their price. Like, again, the S24 Ultra. I mean, that would definitely outperform this, but it is decent for daily use. It is not bad at all, and I can see REDMAGIC is working hard to put software and to put the hardware necessary to be a good daily phone and not just a gaming phone. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this useful. It took a long time as a one-man team to record and edit. I know this is cliche, but don't forget to like and subscribe so I can make more content like this.